Did you know that in 1888 something fascinating happened? The infamous Jack the Ripper killings took place in London, and to this day, the identity of the killer remains a mystery. Due to the lack of concrete evidence, numerous theories and suspects have been proposed, with each having its own ambiguous elements. This case is a prime example of the ambiguity fallacy in action, where the lack of clarity and definitive answers allows for a multitude of interpretations and theories that can't be proven or disproven. For instance, one theory suggests that Jack the Ripper was a skilled surgeon due to the precise mutilations on the victims, while another posits that he was a member of the British royal family involved in a conspiracy to cover up an illegitimate birth. Yet another theory proposes that the murderer was a woman, known as Jill the Ripper, disguised as a midwife. Each of these theories is based on real but ambiguous evidence or speculation, making it difficult to confirm or refute them conclusively. The ambiguity fallacy occurs when an argument relies on vague or ambiguous language to make a point, leaving room for multiple interpretations or misinterpretations. In the case of Jack the Ripper, the ambiguity stems from the incomplete and sometimes contradictory evidence surrounding the case. This lack of clarity has led to countless theories and speculations about the identity of the killer, ranging from plausible to outlandish, each based on its own set of ambiguous clues and connections. During the search for Jack the Ripper, investigators faced numerous challenges that contributed to the ambiguity fallacy. For instance, there was no definitive profile of the killer, which allowed many different suspects to be considered. Additionally, the forensic techniques available at the time were rudimentary, making it difficult to gather concrete evidence to identify the murderer conclusively. As a result, amateur detectives and experts alike have been drawn to the case, each offering their own interpretation of the limited and often ambiguous evidence. Over the years, this has led to the proposal of numerous suspects, including doctors, butchers, and even members of the British royal family. The ambiguity surrounding the case has allowed these theories to persist, as there is no definitive evidence to prove or disprove any of them conclusively. Hey rational rebels! Welcome to the arena of reason, the very place we train our minds to spot cognitive pitfalls. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, where we strive for cognitive precision and free our minds from that mental prison. Today, we're exploring the ambiguity fallacy, a fallacy that occurs when someone uses vague or ambiguous language to make an argument that is difficult to evaluate or critique. We'll delve into the psychology behind this fallacy and how it can obscure the true meaning of an argument. Before we delve into this intriguing topic, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell to stay updated with our mind-strengthening content. If you find our podcast valuable, consider supporting us through PayPal using the link in the description. Your support helps us continue our mission of promoting rational thinking. Also, please share this episode with someone you know who might be interested in understanding the ambiguity fallacy. Supercharge your mind, hit subscribe, don't be left behind. Let's get started. Now that we've set the stage with a captivating real-world example of the ambiguity fallacy, let's dive into some concrete studies that can help us understand this phenomenon even better. One study conducted by Hahn and Oakesford in 2007 explored the role of the ambiguity fallacy in reasoning and decision-making. They found that people often fall for this fallacy because they struggle to evaluate the validity of ambiguous claims and tend to rely on their own cognitive biases. Another study by Tversky and Kahneman in 1974 looked at how people respond to ambiguity in decision-making. They discovered that when confronted with ambiguous choices or information, individuals often rely on heuristics or mental shortcuts. This reliance leads to even more biases and errors in judgment, making people more susceptible to the ambiguity fallacy. Now, let's take a look at 7 real-world examples of the ambiguity fallacy. 1. Theories surrounding the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, with many alternative explanations based on real but ambiguous evidence. 2. The ambiguous nature of the ending of the movie, Inception, leading to various interpretations and discussions about the true meaning. 3. The ongoing debate about the existence of extraterrestrial life, with both sides using ambiguous evidence to support their claims. 4. The Bermuda Triangle mystery, where ambiguous explanations and theories have fueled speculation for decades. 5. The various interpretations of religious texts, leading to multiple denominations and beliefs within the same religion. 6. The debate surrounding the meaning and symbolism of dreams, with numerous theories and interpretations coexisting due to the ambiguity of the subject. 7. The mystery surrounding the lost city of Atlantis, with various theories about its possible location and existence based on ambiguous historical accounts and evidence. Now that we've seen some real-world examples, let's briefly explore some individual differences that may make people more susceptible to the ambiguity fallacy. Research has identified several factors that can contribute to an individual's vulnerability to this type of reasoning. 1. Cognitive style. A study conducted by Pennycook, Shane, Barr, Kohler, and Fugelsang, 2015, found that individuals with a more intuitive cognitive style were more likely to fall for the ambiguity fallacy. This means that those who tend to rely on gut feelings and instinctive judgments rather than analytical reasoning may be more easily swayed by ambiguous arguments. 2. Need for closure. Another study by Kruglansky, Webster, and Clem, 1993, suggested that individuals with a higher need for closure, or a strong desire for definite answers and aversion to uncertainty, are more susceptible to the ambiguity fallacy. These individuals may be more likely to accept ambiguous evidence as definitive proof in order to satisfy their need for certainty. Additionally, individuals with high levels of uncertainty avoidance and a need for cognitive closure are more prone to accepting ambiguous arguments. So, how can you spot the ambiguity fallacy and avoid falling victim to it? One way is to be aware of your own biases and the potential pitfalls of ambiguous information. When you encounter vague claims or evidence, take a step back and ask yourself if there's a hidden agenda behind the ambiguity. Another way to avoid falling for the ambiguity fallacy is to practice critical thinking and seek out clear, well-defined information. By demanding clarity and precision in the information you consume, you'll be better equipped to resist the influence of ambiguous arguments. In conclusion, the ambiguity fallacy is a common tactic used to exploit the lack of clarity in language or evidence to support claims or beliefs. Remember, the ambiguity fallacy thrives in situations where there's room for multiple interpretations or where the evidence is unclear. So, it's essential to recognize when this fallacy is being used and to be prepared to challenge it. For instance, in political debates, you might see candidates using the ambiguity fallacy to dodge questions or make vague promises that could be interpreted in different ways. By being aware of this fallacy, you can hold these individuals accountable and demand straightforward answers to your questions. Another area where the ambiguity fallacy can be prevalent is in advertising. Advertisers often use ambiguous language to make their products seem more appealing or to avoid making concrete claims that could be proven false. When you encounter such advertising, make sure to scrutinize the claims being made and ask for specific information if you feel the messaging is too ambiguous. In the realm of science and research, the ambiguity fallacy can also create confusion or lead to misinterpretations of findings. When reading scientific articles or news stories about research, pay close attention to the language used to describe the results. If the reporting seems overly ambiguous or leaves room for multiple interpretations, take the time to delve deeper into the actual research to gain a clearer understanding of the findings. So, rational rebels, what are your thoughts on this fallacy? Have you or someone you know experienced a similar situation? Share your perspective with the community and in the comments below. Your support is incredibly valuable to us. If you can, please consider making a donation through the PayPal link in the description. Every contribution helps us continue creating content that promotes critical thinking. Thank you for being a part of our mission. Keep your mind sharp, raise your banner with a like, enlist and subscribe to become a rational rebel alike, avoiding all the pitfalls that may come your way. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, signing off for today.